Good morning, everyone. It is morning with mornings with Mo, and yes, and it is okay. It is okay to not be okay, and that is okay. There's only three okays in that sentence. uh, Anyhoozle, welcome, Eris. Thank you for doing all the mod stuff. And Christine, good morning to you. Squid Pro Quo, welcome, Veilhammer Media. And Judge Maddie, Farrell, and Gigi. And let's see, John, thank you for your super chat. I will get to it as soon as I get down in the comments. Cynthia, retired firefighter, thank you for your service. And Welsh Lady Reads. And Flux, thank you for being here. And thank you, John, for sending in the super chat. And I hope you have a safe trip to work. And thank you so much for all your support. Aussie Tank, welcome. Vince Clortho and Greedy Bloke, Peter A., Tom H., Rare Aussie, Iron Rabbit, Alice G., Jesse McClaverty. Hopefully, I got that right. Vanessa Gregg, uh, Janine J79, and Piranha J, '07, Hospice Jeff, Kim Farnham, uh, Lado Skip 1, Terry D, Debbie W. Good morning. And I just wanted to really take a minute here at the beginning to thank every single one of you for your kind words. Yesterday was all the kick in the boob. But, your tribe comes together around you, and that is one of the good things about bad days, is that your friends come and they have your back, and that is one of the good things to remember. So, remembering the good things is always great. Squid Pro Quo, thank you. I hugged 2 people yesterday. I hugged the vet and I hugged, my new hippie friend, Rasta. So, I am just all the personal growth. Y'all have no idea. I don't know who I am anymore. I might just start taking up yoga. Actually, I am looking at taking up yoga, but y'all, 2 things Mo is not as coordinated and, flexible. Thank you so much for your $5. I am going out for a cork board today. Ginger with a soul, thank you so much. Um, yeah, I haven't really had a dog I connected with, like Fry since I had my first puppy in high school, who was actually named Happy Puppy Cat because I've always been strange. But, yeah. So, wake up. Parents allegedly passed out on a beach vacation while their kids ran away. Uh, Ding dongs. Thank you. I don't know. Twisted logic. It's like when, my kids asked me, "Wait, how many subscribers do you have? People think you're funny?" And I'm like, "Well, sometimes." I mean, allegedly. A Georgia couple allegedly passed out drunk on a Florida beach while their 5 and 7-year-old children wandered off. In a case that has shocked even the local sheriff. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go with Paranoja, '07. And again, I apologize for mispronunciation. I graduated before No Child Left Behind. And it is March the 20th, so only 1 month until everyone's favorite holiday, um, of course. Thank you so much for your super chat and your kind words. Oh, good morning, SB, and good morning, hashtag buckle up. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. I will say that, right now, like, looking at pictures and stuff, that's why I changed, the thumbnail, and I've moved his stuff out of my room for now. I'm not getting rid of it, and thank you, Megan, for a super chat. I'm not getting rid of it, but I just can't, see his little pineapple bed right now. Uh, but I'm not getting rid of it. It's just outside of my room for the moment. And, that's the part about grief. Right now, it is a gut punch, but in a little bit, it will just be, good memories. And that's what we gotta remember. And thank you so much. And Debbie W. gifted 5 memberships. And those went to, hashtag buckle up. I'm gonna need to get 2 boards. Uh, Kim Farnham, Hospice Jess, and, Paranoia 7. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and SB. I was like, "Wait a minute, I can math." I mean, allegedly. It's always allegedly. Let's be real. Okay, let's see here. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies desperately tried 8 times to wake Alicia Langley and her fiancé, Timothy Steffens. Look, I'm not telling you. Oh, someone must have resisted. Um, Look, I'm not telling you that this is a douchey haircut, but look, if I see you with this haircut and these shorts, I am profiling you on the douche, uh, rating system, and this is a mega douche, um, outfit here. And her fiancé, Timothy Stevens, both 27, as they lay in the sand on Daytona Beach on Saturday afternoon, according to an affidavit obtained by Fox 35 Orlando. One of the deputies could be seen in body camera footage nudging Stevens as his arm was wrapped around his girlfriend. And let's see, Vince Clortho gifted a membership. Thank you. And that went to. It would help if you turned the member or the doodaddy down. That went to Derek, Rossborough. So, Awesome Possum, he could seem being or nudging Stevens as his arm was wrapped around his girlfriend. "Hey, it's the sheriff's office, wake up," she yelled in footage obtained by Fox 35. After the police were able to rouse the couple, they seemed confused. The deputy could be heard asking the couple, "Where are your children?" Which Stefan gestured toward the ocean. For the love of all that is holy. No, we let him play in traffic. We was tired. Zach, thank you so much for your super chat. And that was for 4.99. Thank you so much. All of your support and help, you guys. It is just would have never imagined. And Welsh Lady Reads, thank you so much. Hey Mo, just want to let you know you have all our love and support. I could write a long message due to the extra characters, but just wanted to show you some love and kindness. Maybe this will help with the vet bills or whatever you choose. We've got you, Mo. Thank you so much. Um, you know what? Actually, the kids are doing fine. If I have to go off camera, for a couple of seconds, uh, the that would be my middle son seems to be taking it the hardest, and I told him if he needs to come in at any time and just get a hug, that is totally okay, and it is okay to feel sad. So, if that's and Jess Rubery gifted, 10 member or no, 5 memberships. Mathing is hard. And those went to Tom Cartwright, uh, Kira Style, and I see a lot of new names. Welcome. I hope you enjoy this. We do newsy news, so a lot of interesting or weird or just absurd news. Try to keep it out of politics. Debbie Joe A. Teresa Monson. Unless it's something completely absurd, then I'll or something I can do kind of both parties are silly, because that's generally how I fall on most things. And Aunt Hadi, Wasson were all gifted memberships. Thank you so much. That was the one thing so I used to live in Virginia, and when I was 4, we moved to Indiana, and I was so used to saying aunt. And that's putting on airs in Ver or in in Indiana, so everyone was like, "What's an aunt? Do you mean aunt? Do you mean auntie? Do you mean auntie? Do you mean tea?" And I was like, "I guess." And welcome, Peter? Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss too. I know it doesn't go away, but you know, you get to remember better memories. The pain kind of fades, but the memories, definitely stick with you longer, and that's nice. And thank you for becoming a member, Becca Lynn. So let's see what these idiot parents did because, oh my gosh, he just vaguely pointed to the ocean like the daggone dolphins were supposed to watch the kids. And we all know what dolphins do because of the expert and, again, uh, "You don't know where they are?" the deputy asks. Fortunately, the children were found safe but unsupervised, splashing at their hotel pool nearby. I will. He's been coming, to me once in a while. I think today they play Roblox or something. They play a robot game, and apparently they got, Mythics. Look, y'all, I don't know. Mythics, and they all got Mythics, and they're so excited they cannot see straight, and and so it's kind of been eclipsed. Fry was definitely more my dog than a lot of everyone else's, so, welcome, Kiska Hablin. Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood said he had trouble believing parents could be so negligent when he read the arrest report. I don't. Do you see that haircut? I don't. I went and read the report, and I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me," he told Fox 35. "It just boggles my mind that you would drive here and get obliterated and allow a 5 and 7-year-old to wander off." Both Langley and Stevens are now facing felony neglect charges, and Stevens is also facing charges for trying to escape and for possessing alcoholic beverages on a beach. So these lovely facial decorations must be from when he was trying to escape. Escape, if you will. He was seen in body camera footage getting free from the deputies and running away before quickly face planting in the sand and knocking himself out. Okay, well, he he gave himself those lovely bruises. Oh my gosh. That is terrible. I feel bad. Again, with that haircut, I'm sorry, sir, but true, true. Have you met Murica? In an arrest affidavit, it also notes that there was a open beer can found near Stefan's hand, along with multiple empty beer cans and an empty bottle of whiskey in a cooler nearby, and various unsealed alcoholic beverages in the immediate vicinity, Fox reports. He is not the children's biological father, but has assumed a guardian role, according to Fox. When we wonder what we see, why kids are the way they are, you got to take a step back and look at who's in charge, Chitwood told Fox 35. Ouch. Someone call the burn unit. And clearly, these two clowns shouldn't be in charge of, they can't be in charge of themselves, let alone a 5 or 7-year-old. Ouch. They're going to need some Bactine for those mean words. Those have been hurt. He could be mayor of Snake Island. I mean, to get so drunk that you physically knock yourself out by falling on sand, which is something only I could do sober, but for the love of all that is holy and unholy. In other news, an Indian company cooks up a 123-foot dosa to break the world's record. Now, being an American with a palate of a 12-year-old boy who only eats chicken fingers and pizza rolls, I don't know what a dosa is. An Indian food company celebrated its 100th anniversary by cooking up a dosa that measured just over 123 feet long. MTR Foods gathered a team of 75 chefs led by Chef Reggie Matthews to create a 123-foot long dosa. If anyone knows what that is, like I said, I have, if all fruits and vegetables could be put in pill form, please, and I could just take those and never have to worry about them, I would be super fine. And Twisted Logic, thank you for becoming a member of the Church of Mo. I am working on finding, land that we can all buy into where we will be a commune of introverts, There'll be places if, you happen to bring an unfortunate extrovert, significant other, where we can all get together, when we want to, but for the most part, we just leave each other alone. Oh, it looks like a crepe. Interesting. Uh, to create the 123.3-foot dosa at the company's factory in Bhamasandra, Bangalore, the savory crepe took Guinness Book of World Records for longest dosa from a 54-foot, 8 .69-inch dosa cooked up in Hyderabad, uh, Telangana in 2014. Quote, "I'm thrilled to announce a historic milestone at MTR, proudly celebrating the 100th anniversary with a Guinness World Record title for the longest dosa, measuring an incredible 123.3 feet," Matthews wrote on social media. So there you go. Well, there you are. Hey, if it's a pancake, I am there. If it's a carb, I am look, I will try it out if it is a carbohydrate. I guess parents, hide your nutmeg because apparently this generation cannot stop putting stuff up their noses. Like, kids are sniffing this pantry staple to get, well, to see smells, if you will, right under their parents' noses. "Why does it smell like Christmas or pumpkin spice latte in here?" "Never mind, mom." What in the pumpkin spice? A Georgia mom whipped up a fragrant frenzy on social media this week, warning parents in a now viral video that their teens have found a particular new way to escape reality by sniffing nutmeg. You have got to be kidding me. Can we go back to them eating Tide Pods? A woman who goes by the name of Lakeview Living on TikTok ignited the controversy after speaking with a teacher who related the issues that schools in their area are experiencing with the everyday baking ingredient. I probably will. This week is a little out of sorts because all the kiddos are I have 6 kiddos, so they are all out of school this week for uh spring break, so it's a little bit more difficult to get anything done with 6 kiddos at home, and I already have, the attention span of Hammy the squirrel from Over the Hedge. The Daily Dot reported, quote, "Today I was talking with one of my teacher friends and she was like, 'Girl, trying to stay one step ahead of these kids is exhausting,'" the mom recalled. In a post that has Spice racked up 500,000 views in just days. "I know it sucks," the woman who is a youth leader commiserated. However, she said her buddy told her something flipping wild. She said that the school area recently conducted a backpack check during which teachers found bottles of nutmeg in a couple students' bags. And they're like, "We like to smell fresh, but we don't want to use anything, toxic." When the students asked why they had the eggnog essential in their bags, they told teacher it was because they had culinary class, she explained. She said when a fellow teacher approached the culinary instructor about what they were making with the warming seasonal spice, the teacher replied, "What are you talking about? We're not making anything with nutmeg." Apparently, the school's resource officer overheard the conversation and asked which students had the nutmeg in their bags. He later found the students in their classrooms and confiscated the nutmeg, and the students got suspended. Quote, "Do you know why they're all suspended? Because these flippin' teenagers have figured out you can use nutmegs or the nutmegs. You can use the nutmegs to escape realities. The nutmegs are the devil. We are a cinnamon house just like God intended. We don't use that satanic nutmeg here. Be gone. Just be gone." What the hell? Y'all can't get your homework done, but you can figure out how to escape reality off a nutmeg? Make it make sense, she roasted the students. The Post has reached out to the Whisk LeBoing mom for comment. Some commenters below the video said they've heard about nutmeg poisoning and warned that it was far from bake news. Quote, "I took care of a kid years ago at the hospital for nutmeg intoxication. It was the first time I'd heard of it. Started in jails, but they have the internet, so I'm sure that's where they learned it," one person said. "This has been a thing for years. There's a substance in it that's psychoactive, but not in a fun way. You get the worst hangover of your life for a 10-minute escape of reality," added another. Others were surprised the students were suspended. "How are they suspended if it's not an illegal substance?" One question. Nutmeg, while generally is used as a household spice, is sometimes abused for its narcotic and hallucinogenic properties, according to an article from Encyclopedia of Toxicology. Y'all, that's how they done got you with these pumpkin spice lattes. Now, as a person that doesn't particularly like coffee, I have avoided that particular cult, but that's how they done got you. It's also hazardous and potentially unaliving. It's big nutmeg. They just won't tell you. It's big spice. They just won't tell you. Uh, the initial symptoms of taking a large dose include giddiness, tingling, euphoria, and hallucinations. Hallucinations can include changed perceptions of time and space, detachment from reality, and fear of death following delirium and drowsiness. You know, as a neurotic, I don't need any more fear of death. Look, give me 5 minutes and I can figure out 9 ways that I'll, weirdly unalive myself in the next 5 minutes, just walking up the stairs because gravity, and we don't mix. For the love of all that's holy. Other side effects Other side effects include headache, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, dizziness, chest pain, flushing, tremor, and tachycardia, the article explained. People have been accidentally ODing on the popular pie spice for 400 years. We just won't learn. We just cannot learn. Apparently, students have recently been attempting to huff nutmeg. Parents are looking around people's nostrils and they're like, they're brown. Clear the spice rack, Edith, for the love of all that is holy." A 14-year-old was rushed to the emergency room with a severe agitation after ingesting 3 tablespoons of nutmeg for a TikTok nutmeg challenge in which she tried to escape reality, according to a report from the American College of Emergency Physicians. The Encyclopedia of Toxicology also noted that an 8-year-old passed away after eating 2 seeds and that a 55-year-old had also passed away from acute nutmeg poisoning. Look, y'all, don't eat nutmeg. And as much as I joke about this, tell your kids this is a really bad idea. Now, I didn't think that we had to tell kids that this was a really bad idea, but apparently you now have to lock your spice cabinet for reasons. Good lord. It's just not safe to go to Popeyes anymore. They're gonna butter your biscuit, but in the wrong way. Duo busted for, some smexy time in front of Popeyes. And, they look just like the type that you would think would do that. Uh, March 18th, responding to a report of lewd behavior, a sheriff's deputy located two suspects in a tryst on a patch of grass, not even in a car. No, no, y'all. Y'all are probably imagining an automobile, maybe with a bench seat. But no, no, this was on the grassy knoll. This was just, grassy knoll. Just no, you cannot, for the love of all that is Cheetos. Across from the Vero Beach restaurant, which is directly adjacent from US Highway 1, according to the arrest reports, the cops spotted Arnold Mackey, 70, making quote, "making a thrusting motion," end quote. On top of April White, 40. Well, at 70, I don't know if we should give him an award or arrest him. When confronted by Deputy Eric Brashears around 2 p.m., the duo began adjusting their shorts. Mackey, the cop noted, appeared flustered and was unable to fully pull his shorts up, which left his dangly bits exposed to oncoming traffic. Claiming she had done nothing wrong, White reportedly struggled with the cops and called him the bad F slur. She's just mean. She has so much hate in her heart, and other obscenities as he sought to restrain her. White, who smelled of alcohol, was escorted to the ground where police found 4 empty bottles of vodka and an unopened bottle of rum. Well, you always have to save something for, a little after treat. Motorist who called 911 after spotting the duo said he did a double take because he couldn't believe what he was seeing. The witness added that the female had her legs wide open, uh, with the man rounding third base in full view of traffic. After being read his right, Mackey reported that it was, quote, not his intention to expose himself. And that he had asked White to leave the side of the road, but she refused. And I mean, love is in the air. What are you going to do? Popeyes is the most romantic restaurant ever. Recognizing that he was in plain view of passing motorist, Mackey said that he would, quote, apologize to the judge, end quote. Both White and Mackey were arrested for exposure of pieces and parts that one might not want to expose unless an OnlyFans. A misdemeanor. White was also charged with resisting arrest and disorderly intoxication. Both remain behind bars. White's bond is set at 7,000 while Mackey needs to post 5,000. These two young rascals, what are you going to do? Love is love, y'all. Oh, Sarah Boone has a twin. Look, these are dead shark eyes. A woman who unalived ex-husband at a government work site hours after contentious custody hearing learns her fate. Well, she just seems like a bowl of sunshine. I mean, maybe she had a reason. A 34-year-old woman in Illinois will likely spend the rest of her life behind bars for unaliving her ex-husband. fatally perforating the state transportation department employee just hours after the two had appeared in court for a contentious child custody hearing. A Jackson County judge sentenced Alexis N. Stallman to serve 50 years in a state correctional facility for the 2002 slaying of Edward A. Stallman, authorities announced. According to the state's attorney's office, Stallman must serve 100% of her 50-year sentence. Quote, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, from deputies to detectives, did everything right in this investigation. Jackson County State's Attorney Joseph A. Cervantes said in a statement following the January 17th, 2024 sentencing hearing. The sheriff's office experience and dedication to this investigation allowed me to do my job to prosecute this senseless crime. Our sympathy goes out to the victim's family and friends. And you know what I hate about this? What I hate about people that do this is now their kids are orphans. Now their kids have no one. Maybe if you could step outside of your hurt feelings, your anger, your hatred, and everything else, and realize that if you do this thing, look, you cannot like your ex. I get it. Look, I get it. Y'all have legitimate reasons you do not like each other. That's why you are trying to not be married anymore. But if you go out of it realizing that your kids need to come first, that, you know, that's still your kid's father. So maybe, spouting vitriol and bile about him every time, they're in front of you, that is also not right. That is a form of abuse because you are, you know, telling them that half of what made them is awful, gross, and disgusting, and that does hurt a child. They do internalize that. That is not good. So if you could just take your own behind out of your colorectal parts and breathe fresh air and think about your children, then, maybe you would not be an ass. But some people are stuck. Stallman entered an open Alford plea in October 2023. Now, an Alford plea is basically, look, y'all probably have all the evidence to charge me, but it allows her to maintain not guilty, but guilty. It's the thing that the Memphis Three used because they weren't going to be able to get out of prison unless they pled. So they basically pled, look, you have enough that a jury may convict, but I'm still maintaining my innocence. It's a legally legal term. An actual lawful law lawyer could explain it better. It's a no contest plea. As Law and Crime reported, deputies with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office at approximately 11 a.m. on Wednesday, July 20th, 2022, responded to reports of a crash at Illinois Department of Transportation IDOT work zone located at the intersection of Highway 27 and Ava Road in Murfreesboro. When first responders arrived on the scene, they found the victim still sitting inside his vehicle. The deputies saw that Edward Stallman appeared to have sustained a perforation wound to his chest, possibly with a knife. Uh, Not consistent with a vehicular crash injury, paramedics with the Jackson County Ambulance Service rushed Edward to St. Joseph's Memorial Hospital for treatment, but he was pronounced dead shortly after arriving to the facility. Investigators interviewed witnesses who told them that a woman, later identified as Stallman, came to the IDOT work site at approximately 11:50 a.m. Once there, she and Edward Stallman were seen getting into a verbal and physical altercation. The two separated and each was seen going to their separate cars. Edward Stallman got back into his car and began to drive away, but quickly crashed, resulting in the 911 car. or 911 call. Investigators initially thought that Edward Stallman's injuries were related to the traffic crash, but they continued looking into the circumstances of his injuries due to the serious altercation that took place before his crash. It was quickly determined that Edward Stallman's injuries were the results of getting stabbed, which the authorities were homing in on his ex wife as the most likely suspect. Alexis Stallman's car was left at the scene, and police said they found a bloody knife inside her purse, which was on the passenger side floorboard. Prosecutors, it was not a who done it, if you will. The DNA came back positive for Edward Stallman. Alexis Stallman was taken into custody at her home that day after the stabbing without incident and has been incarcerated ever since. According to county court records, Edward Stallman filed documents seeking to dissolve his marriage to Alexis in 2020. Those records further show hours before the murder, both Alexis and Edward Stallman appeared for their final pretrial conference custody hearing of their young child. The judge had scheduled a hearing on July 28th, 2022. I mean, did this woman take Daryl Brooks' How to Hide Evidence course? Because holy fazolius, that is not how you do any of this. I mean, I don't think. Mysterious letters from 1930s found behind fireplace during renovations. An English couple in the midst of renovating their home made a surprising discovery behind the fireplace, a stash of letters dating back nearly 100 years. Laura and Jason Lamon B. Parker, ooh, a double barreled name, said they've been renovating their house in uh, Wideness, Cheshire, since purchasing the 100-year home in March 2023. And they were surprised to find some old mail when they tore out the living room fireplace. Quote, there were all these letters behind it, and I just said, look at all these letters. I don't know if they were trying to be burned or they fell out the back of it. Oh no, someone was like, hide these. Laura Lamon B. Parker told the Liverpool Echo. The couple said the well preserved letters date from 1934, 1935, 1936, and 1937, and they were addressed to a Miss Rhoda Taylor. The couple contacted the previous owners of the house, but they did not have any information about anyone by that name. The Lamon B. Parkers said they are hoping to return the letters to a relative if they can find any more information about Taylor's identity. Y'all, they're better than me. I would have done opened them and hoped that they were superty duper naughty old timey letters. Like, I would like to see part of your ankle. You know what kills me about Regency romance and all this other stuff? Well, back in the day stuff, like, they had boobulars up to here, like, just pushed up, pushed out, but you saw an ankle, you were a loose woman. Explainerate that. I need an explanation. I need someone to explain how that works, because you got just all of the boobage just all up and out with the corset and all that, but if you saw a woman's ankle, woman of ill repute. Now, I'm not a dude, I don't have dangly bits, but I'm guessing between chesticles and ankles, your eyes are gonna be focused on one place more than another. But again, I don't own a, attractiveness meter that stands up, if you will. So, I am not the best to judge. Okay, I'm trying to find our final story. Trying to go. Here we go. Our final story today. Not without my gator. An NY man claims he was treated like, quote, some kind of drug kingpin after 700-pound or 750-pound pet alligator seized. Never endangered nobody. How did Florida man get to New York? I'm going to need to understand this transplant. Losing your favorite pet really bites. Look, with that, I will agree. An upstate New York man says he's fighting to get his beloved 750-pound alligator back from the state agents who seized it from his house in a raid where they treated him like some kind of drug kingpin. Tony Cavallero told the Post that he's confident thousands of supporters will help him win back 34-year-old alligator Albert, who was seized from his Hamburg home by the State Department of Environmental Conservation workers last week. My God, they made me look like a drug lord, like Escobar. That's how they treated me, Cavallaro said in an interview. What reason do they have to go to this extreme? Sir, speaking as maybe not a gatorologist, but big damn gator, okay? I am going in there with all the firepower. Look at this. Look, I know he's supposed to be a big baby. He's supposed to be very, very peaceful. But again, giant reptile that likes to eat things. I know they seem to have a very special relationship, but that alligator doesn't have a special relationship with me. I am going in packing. Have we ever heard rocket launcher? Okay. Allegedly in Minecraft. But I say the same thing about mice, so really I can't be trusted. He told the Post they had full body armor, 2 assault, force multipliers. It looks like a DEA drug bust of some kingpin. They look like a SWAT team for a Terry attack. An online petition asking for Albert to be reunited with his owner has drawn over 100,000 signatures, and supporters have begun producing free Albert t-shirts and bumper stickers to spread the word and support Cavallero's legal fight. The DEC showed up at Cavallero's home in Hamburg, a suburb about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo, on March 13th with a warrant alleging he had, quote, allowed members of the public to get into the water to pet an unsecured alligator. After taping Albert's jaws shut, agents located the 12-foot long gator or loaded the 12-foot long gator into a van and carted it off to a temporary home with a licensed caretaker. But Cavallero thinks the DCE were the only ones likely to harm his pet. My poor alligator, he doesn't know what's going on. He's such a gentle giant, it's unbelievable, Cavallero said. Who knows what kind of damage they could have done to him? And look, Uh, Mo personally, I don't understand reptiles, but I do understand the love people have for their pets. And he obviously has a very special connection to his alligator. And, he knows how to care for him. He's obviously taken very good care of him because he's huge enormous. So I guess he's feeding him all the dinner scraps and I mean all the food, and he's got a very nice setup for him. I mean, and I'm sure people will disagree, it's not the wild, and you can have those arguments, but the government generally doesn't do a better job than people do of taking care of what's theirs, is my only thought. And, people and their pets maybe don't always make the most logical sense. or the most logical choices. Cavallero said he's owned Albert since the gator was just 2 months old, and after years of showing him in educational shows, retired the aging beast uh, in a large indoor pen. The luxurious indoor pen came complete with a pond, specialized windows, and lighting, which he attached to his house, he said. The word of the unusual pet spread throughout the neighborhood and then throughout the Buffalo community, leading to visits from curious onlookers who Cavallero would occasionally allow to enter the pen and give Albert a pat, sometimes even jump into the gator's pool to swim with him. Okay, sir, this is where you maybe, you know, do you have them sign a release? This is where your insurance is going to get a little Twitter pated. It was those visits that allegedly led the DEC to take action, alleging Cavallero was, quote, seriously endangering the public. Yes, again, the alligator likes you because you are the food bringer. He gives no crap to the people that are, you know, free food swimming in his pond. Those are free range food. Officials also cited him for keeping Albert without a permit since 2021, but Cavallero said he had one for years, but was met with resistance when he tried to work with the DEC to renew it after animal ownership laws changed. This is in New York. This is in upstate New York, Slinky. Cavallero conceded that he's allowed some people to pet and swim with Albert. There's a photo of his own mother standing alongside the gator, featured predominantly on his Facebook. And thank you, Kilobyte, for gifting 5 memberships. And those went to Rare Aussie. Eyes Wide Open. I have never seen that movie, but I don't think I'm ever going to. Look, if you see what's his face, Tom Cruise, he has a tooth in the middle of his face, and you can never unsee it once you see it. It's directly in the middle of his head. It bisects like a line down his head, and then you can never unsee it. Brie H, Kaiser Pineapple, and MC Cheesehead, or KM Cheesehead. I'm sorry, I am terrible with names, and I even call my kids the wrong names. So, congratulations on those of you who got memberships. Be sure to thank Kilobyte. Uh, but he insists he never put anyone in harm's way and vehemently denied officials' claims that the animal is blind. Let me see. That's the nictitating neck or membrane, so I don't know that you could tell if it was blind. Albert loves company, I guess. I let my compassion get in the way of the law, but I never endangered nobody, Cavallero said, adding he didn't let anybody near the gator that he didn't know and trust. Cavallero, who described Albert as having a huge personality and enjoying cuddling, says everybody who encounters the gator knows he's harmless. If you met him, you'd love him. He just loves people. Look, that could be taken 2 different ways, okay? Look, people, they taste just like chicken. Or people, I love people. They're cuddly. He loves everybody, not to eat, but to be with. He said after the seizure, he said a friend told him, "You'd think he'd get in the pool with an alligator that size if I didn't know for a fact he'd be as gentle as can be." The Post has reached out to the DEC for comment. The alligator lover said he's overwhelmed by the love for Albert. "I knew I was going to get a lot of support. I knew that because everyone loves my alligator." The jokes write themselves. Cavallero said, adding he thinks the DEC is keeping Albert's location quiet to keep demonstrators away. If they found out where he was, there would probably be 20,000 people outside of there with protest signs saying, "Free Albert, free Albert." He thinks those supporters will turn out in full force when he gets his day in court. It's going to be like the biggest peaceful protest you ever saw in the whole country. I mean, you know what? This is a kind of peaceful protest I could get behind. If it's shown that this man can take care of the alligator's needs and he will never let people swim in the damn pond with it ever again, let him have it back. It's not like we're not gonna see it. Look, y'all know in about a couple of years, there's gonna be a newsy news story, man eaten by his own alligator, in upstate New York. Come on, LawTube, let's get Alligator Man some standby counsel. And that is the final newsy news story of this morning, and if you guys remember, I take Wednesday nights off to do a date night with Mr. Mo because, after 12 years. Oh, yes, and you can send those to, either my Twitter DMs, or you can send them if you are on the MLS Discord or the Baker Discord. I need to set up my own Discord, to be honest with you. I will probably do it next week when the kiddos are not all home. But if you tag me on X, that is also a great way. Um, if one of the, Wrenchy people can put my Twittery doodad on there, that would be awesome. Thank you so much, mods. But if you tag me on X, I pull a lot of stuff from there. Uh, so yes, I will not be on tonight because I am trying to do like work-life balance and stuff. So we are it is date night. I will see you all in a little bit. Say something kind to yourself. I always say that at the end of my shows. Look, that, thunder cow voice inside your head can have a megaphone sometimes, so try to combat it, with Oh, thank you, Kimmy, for your super chat and your kind words. You know, bad things happen, and unfortunately, they are a kick in the pants or the boob, as I usually say, but you find your tribe. And I have been just so overwhelmed with all the kindness. And maybe Fry did what he was supposed to do in the time that he had here, and he touched so many people and through the channel. And thank you so much for your super chat. That he did his job, and he is now off because I totally believe in the dog's life like reincarnation because it makes me feel better. He's off to help someone else and be a naughty Friberto to someone else. And thank you, Hey Joe, for your super chat. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Silence that negative voice if you can. I know it is difficult, believe me. I have all the voices. And, say something kind to other people. I often joke that I, am an introvert and have a difficult time, speaking in public. Thank you, John. I am running out of, little tags. I need to go to the craft store, which could be very or Jude, sorry. What am I Thank you, Jude, which could be very damaging for my pocketbook. Um, oh gosh, where was I? But, I have been challenging myself this year to say compliments to everyone I meet because it's a nice way to no, I have just been running around doing appointments, and then yesterday was just a total loss, so no. And once I get the boards, I'm gonna have to cover them in the, tissue paper with Mod Podge and let them dry. So, it's just it is such an easy way to make someone's day, and really, it's been a tough couple years. So, spreading that little circle of human kindness just a little bit is really nice. And thank you, Wolfram. And I know I said it last night, but you were the best Darth Wolfram to, little Padawan Fry that he could have ever had. You taught him all the dark side stuff, how to worry the cats, how to dumpster dive, how to counter surf. Thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow morning with all of the newsy news, and I will have tomorrow night. And tomorrow, actually have officially no appointments. So we will be going over I think it's John Durham um, hearing where, because I am so ticked off at uh, the fact that they threw out this dingus's freaking confession. Thank you so much, Dennis. Very, very thank you. And thank you, Erin Olivia. And I need to go, or I'm not going to get youngest daughter to the mall and the world will stop. And she's 13, so she'll just roll her eyes and take the world off its axis. I will be very sorry. Thank you so much. Um, But it's just nice to spread a little bit of kindness. Look, we can't affect the world. We can't change the entire world, but we can definitely make someone's day. We can definitely, uh, light up someone's day, tell them that their shoes look pretty, tell them that they look really nice today. We can definitely do that. So let's do that for someone if you can, and be nice to yourself too, because look, that Thunder Cowboys can be a real butt. I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.